So far, we're on a run of sort of 3s and 3.5s.
Yeah, we're not going to break that with the next one, but the next one would be my movie of the week if I did movie of the week. I went to see Adrift.
Which one's Adrift?
It's the one where you've got Shailene, Woodley, and Sam Claflin. Claflin. They're on a boat, and a storm's happened, and they're now adrift in the ocean.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I've seen anything about it or not.
It's based on a true story.
Okay.
Based on them, they basically have to. He smashes his ribs in the storm and messes his leg up, so she kind of has to look after him, and also she's not really much of a sailor. She also has to navigate how to get to Hawaii or somewhere.
Got you.
They've got the option of either going to, I think, Japan or Hawaii, and Hawaii's closer, but it's a much smaller target that's going to be a lot easier to miss.
Yeah.
So, I like these sort of true life kind of in the face of peril type stories.
Mm-hmm.
Things like Everest, I would compare it to, which I quite liked. It got me, is the thing. I can't say what happens, but a thing happens, and I should have seen it coming. I didn't see it coming, and I was like, you got me.
Oh, okay. That's unusual for you.
Yeah. It had some really nice sunsets as well, which was good.
Good. Exactly what I go for in these films. I go, you know what? I really hope there's some good sunsets.
Yeah, the thing that's weird about it, even though like the majority of the film is this woman on a boat struggling, it made me kind of want to travel a bit more.
Okay.
And I hate boats and I hate sailing. We've established this in the past.
Yeah.
But it did make me be like, I'd love to go to like, somewhere hot where there's like a little harbour and I could just drink like pina coladas on a beach in a hammock.
It's weird that this has brought this out on you.
Yeah, I know.
It's not weird because I don't like that kind of stuff, because I think that stuff's awesome and I've always wanted to do shit like that. It's the fact that I know you're usually anti this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And like, so the story is this girl left her home, and the goal was to just travel for like 6 months, and she's been travelling for like 5 years with no intention of ever returning home. And she shows up in this place, and they're just like, what address you staying at? She's like, I'll figure it out. They're like, what about employment? She's like, I'm just making enough money to get to the next place. And that kind of like, I don't know, that mentality I thought was quite interesting and quite like enticing.
You would not survive if you did that.
I wouldn't, no. I would
You'd be
get
dead
mugged.
in minutes.
Yeah, I'd get mugged and then sunburnt, and then I'd just be lying on a beach just crying.
Not able to. You're so severely sunburnt that you can't move.
Yeah, I'm just
And then
like
you
rolling in
starve
the
to death on a
sand
beach.
trying to bury myself.
And then you get eaten by hungry crabs.
Yeah.
What did you give the film, Liam?
3.5 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
But it was good. Like I'd seen quite a bit of negative stuff about it on social media, and I really enjoyed it.
What was the negative stuff? Just like, this isn't a good film, or was
it was a bit boring, blah blah blah. And I don't know if it's the sort of thing where maybe if you're familiar with the true story it's based on, so you know how it ends, maybe that lessens the impact.
Yeah, I always wonder with that, but I also wonder with those as well, like how true to the story.
Yeah.
Because the moment something says based on a true story, I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I would say to me it feels like it's probably quite closely based, because there's nothing massively outrageous that happens in it that you're like,
yeah, they're just trying to
that's a
get
stretch.
to Hawaii.
Yeah, and I guess like knowing it's based on a true story, you kind of have to go into it knowing to an extent how it's going to end, because otherwise you wouldn't know how to tell this story.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So,
I'm assuming they survive. Otherwise, someone has just made. So basically, it's based on a true story. A boat went missing, so we just got to do whatever the fuck we wanted.
Yeah, they were adrift for 41 days at sea, which to me is just like, I can't even comprehend that. That must be terrifying. Like, imagine.
It's bad that my immediate instinct was to go, that's not very long, and then I thought about it and I was like, that is quite long.
That's all. But imagine not only that, right? Imagine going 41 days on the ocean, just not seeing land that entire time.
Yeah, that's spooky.
Like, I don't know. I hate sailing, but this just got me kind of wanting to travel for some reason.
It's so weird that a disaster film has got you wanting to travel.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Jesus. Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, no, I did enjoy it. 3.5 out of 5. I would recommend, if you see one film. I mean, everyone's gonna go see Incredibles 2. Go see Adrift. I saw some other stuff, but I'll talk about it next time.
Yeah.
America has got Ant-Man and the Wasp, and we still aren't getting that for like another 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I know. I started seeing like tweets already today, and I was like, "Fuck's sake!"
Yeah, and also, because I was like, well, it's not that big of a deal because apparently the event's taking place before Infinity War, so it's not like it's going to spoil anything leading up. But apparently, it does deal with Infinity War stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's as much as I've read. I was like, I'm not reading any more of that, but
yeah, I think the only thing I saw was a YouTube group that I follow have done a film review of it, and the title of it was "This is the one you can skip." So,
oh, okay.
I don't know.
Not a glowing
I think
review.
that might be them being like, "This film shit," but I also don't want to watch it because they do spoilers in their film reviews.
Yeah.
So
They're not like us. We're considerate to our audience.
well, I mean, they specifically say this is full of spoilers. Don't watch. A bit like our culture swaps.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.